I'm going to go back and forth through all three of them. It's cool to see some familiar faces that I've seen in like almost every class that I've had. So Danielle, I see you're back. Love it. Stephanie, I see you're back. Love it. Maya, were you here yesterday, Maya? Awesome. Love it. So what I would like to do is I'll talk to you about mechanics of things and all that kind of stuff. But the first thing I always do when I teach this class is I ask the members or the people that are in the class, what do you want to learn? What are the tricks that you would like to learn? And if you want to jump up in the text box and type those out real quick, and we'll kind of just wait and see what you guys come up with. The ones that I typically teach are turnaround under all the equipment, a catch behind the back on all the equipment, a catch under the leg that develops into that catch, a butt catch, I guess you could say, where you're bent over and catch between your legs. So those are the ones that I typically do. If there's anything else, freehand movements, okay, cool. If there's others that you would like for me to check out, please let me know. I think I have a bomber on here. I'm trying to find her. My wife decided she'd show up and watch me teach this class from her office, and that's sweet. So she can come home and tell me all the things. Toss from your legs, all the things that I do wrong. She's also in color guard, so that's how we met, and she's a judge, so yeah, I get that a lot. Anyway, let me go back up here into the chat real quick. Let's see. Toss from your legs, free hand moments under flags. All right, cool. So I'm going to start with, I want to start with the behind the back catch, because I think that's one that we can translate to all three pieces of equipment pretty easily. All right, so I'm going to start with my rifle, but I'll demonstrate it on all three. I will tell you that I am not a saber at all, so do not judge this release technique or catch technique. Rosie Miller Queen would not be okay with this, I'm sure, but I'll be able to get it around and catch it. Fingers crossed. Thanks, Colleen. Welcome back, Colleen. All right, here we go. So I'm going to start with the rifle. Again, and this is going to be behind the back. So the first thing I want to talk to you about are the basic step-by-step process through this thing. So for whatever you're throwing, your dip and your prep to the release is the same as it would be. But the one thing that I do when I teach this to kiddos, is think about what this lower body's going to do, and I think about how I need to manipulate my body to get to behind the back. So I'm going to dip my equipment. I'm going to release it. From this release point, I'm going to obviously watch it in the air, but I'm going to step through with my left foot so that my body is already going to turn. And then I'm going to reach around with my right hand and let that placement land right in my hand. Now, this is the first thing you're going to want to do if you're new to this one. You're going to want to go release, dodge with your, like try to get your head out of the way. Well, that's only creating a bigger target right here. So don't let that happen. You want to make sure that you release. You're going to step through to catch here. So your placement of your toss won't change. So if I try this with a triple, got a nice little triple. It might have been a double. 1 and 2 and 3. Yeah. So I've got my triple there. I'm going to release the triple where it goes. I'm going to make sure that it's just the same toss as always. I'm not going to move my body or my feet until count 2 to come into that catch. And I'll demonstrate it on the another piece of equipment in just a second. So if I'm throwing this one, get my flag out of the way, I'm going to go dip, release, watch, catch. And obviously over through there. My hand, I want my hand to come around. You may not be able to see it very clearly. I want my hand to come around here so that the palm is open. And the idea is for the equipment just to simply fall into that hand. So as the rotation finishes, I want that placement to be in such a way that that's what I get. Okay, let me check these real quick. Okay. All right. So again, we're going to dip, release, step through to the catch. I'll try that. I'll do one more on this rifle, and I'm still sticking with the triple. So dip, triple, and maybe I should have stuck with the quad. That's what it looks like there. On the saber, absolutely same concept. Dip, release, into a catch. I could throw triple on saber. Yep, so dip, release, step through, catch. And again, I'm moving my upper body a little bit because I'm on a slight incline, so that may be an issue. That's an issue for me right now. It shouldn't be an issue for you on a football field or in a gym. On flag, I'm going to think about the same thing. Obviously, it's coming out of the right hand, right? So still, I'm going to reach around with the right hand and grab. Now, you can grab it wherever. So I'm going to think of rotating it so that the flag ends silk up on this angle. And up, up, same kind of thing. I also think about that free hand wrapping around my right hip. So I will go release, hand that way, or release, halfway of this hand for the flag, comes around to grab here. Okay, so I'll do one more on this flag. So I'm going to give it a nice little release, up, catch. Now, catch position, probably going to come out of it with a turn or something like that. So that's kind of a variation on that. I'm going to check the chat box real quick, and then I'd love to see what you guys have, so I'll switch it over in just a second. We do that because we've been doing it for as long as you've been alive or longer. And I'm just reading the comments. Why did we make it look so easy? Because we're old. We've been doing it a long time. You'll get there. So let me see what you got. If you've got a camera on and you want to try it, I'll give you some hints, some helpful hints, any kind of information you need. Be glad to help. Yeah, so yeah, Danielle, open that up. Make that go a little higher. The other thing that I say, and I said this, I think, in my toss clinic on Monday, is always put enough space between you and the equipment so that it's not the fastest spinning blade or wood or metal in the world. There you go, Melanie. I see you. So give it some space. Don't let it go so fast. Colleen, I think you may be trying to grab with the opposite hand. Make sure you're going to grab with the right hand. And Danielle, same for you. Make sure you're reaching through and grabbing with the right hand on that. Okay. Good. But I always say when I teach these things, make it go high and lofty first to see where it's going to land. You never know. Hi, why? I just saw your screen. Yeah, there you go. A little bit higher there, Bailey, and maybe a little slower on the rotation. Stephanie, same for you. I think you could go just a little higher and slow the rotation down a little bit, and I think you'd have a lot more success on that. Very close. There you go. Keep that effort up. There you go, Sarah. Very close. Very, very close. Yeah, Stephanie, putting it in a flat plane. I like that one. So then, just going back, because Stephanie has inspired me now. Once you understand the mechanics of it, and you understand how that step through works and all that kind of stuff, then you can really change it up to whatever toss you want. So, for instance, if you had one of these nice 45 tosses on rifle, I'll face the back. One of these 45 tosses on rifle. There's no reason you can't do that same thing. Release it and catch it. Now that was ugly with the body, but the same concept is there. Same way with this flag. If you wanted to teach, like Stephanie was doing a 40 or flat toss pitch behind the back, same kind of process. I'm still going to step through, and I'm still going to change the angle of my lower body so that I can get this hand around my waist. Then also taking it into a nice 45. I love the 45 behind the back because I feel like it just lands right where you want it. Now watch me drop it on this first rep. But than just a simple 45. You release it, you watch that tab, and that tab is already placed in a way that it will come straight down on the other side. So if you throw just a nice even 45, you'll be able to have that one. Now, on that one, you probably noticed I didn't have to step out with my feet or change the position of my lower body. So that's the case on some as well. So the concept of the arm, though, is the same. If you're just trying to plant your feet and not really turn your body, you're going to want to get this shoulder, the left shoulder out of the way slightly. So, you know, free hand here, free hand up on your chest will kind of help turn that torso a little bit. And then I always try to shoot for the tab or the small or the tape or wherever I'm catching the balance point to land as close to the middle of my back as possible. But oftentimes it'll be on the left or the right side, whichever side I'm catching on, but it'll be closer to that side. All that sound good? Anybody have a question? Yay, you did it. All right, yeah, so the other thing, and this is what even we tell, or I know I tell the Lexus flags when we're working on tricks and things like that, is that higher and slower to really understand what you're looking at on the equipment. And it's always wherever you're spotting the hilt, the bolt, the tab, getting used to that understanding of where that placement is and how to trace that while it's in the air to nail it into the hand. And a lot of those behind the back catches or these trick catches can be a blind catch. So when you're working at a blind catch, you know, you don't get to spot it all the way in, but I want you to understand like when you hit a baseball or a softball, you've got to watch the ball hit the bat and make contact before you're going to get a hit. The same thing for this. You want to watch that land in your hand no matter what, however you can. You spot it all the way in, okay? So we good on behind the back. We'll try maybe a turnaround next. And I was just trying those before you got on. So I also tried, I'm so glad it didn't come on. I tried a sit roll. Nope. That's not for me at this time in my life. So if it's for you, I'll explain it a little bit and then you guys can try it. So, okay, let's try a little turnaround action. Yeah, again, guys, from what I saw earlier, don't be afraid to slow that puppy down. I think that was the hardest thing to kind of understand was if it's going too fast, that pole may bounce out of your hand and then your timing with your other teammates may be a little bit askew. So I don't know, just play with it, but I'd say slower is better. All right, let's turn it, shall we? I'm gonna start with a flag on this one. And again, the biggest thing with all of these things is you set the release and you set the placement first, and then you do the trick second, and then the catch follows. So as I do this, I'm going to set my feet so that they are crossed, my right toe over my left toe. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I want to give that a good release. I want to turn and unwind those feet out of it. And honestly, when I get to this point, I'm probably going to step out to a catch for me. That's how I know that this is going to happen. So I've got my feet prepped. I'll give it a wind up. Same thing with your rifle, the dip, or the saber, the dip. So I'm going to give it my wind up. I'm going to release. I'm going to watch the flag in the air. I'm going to watch that tab all the way through until it lands in my hand. Okay? So on count, or just without equipment, kind of air flagging it, I would have my kiddos first thing before we ever tried it with flag. Go 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and just check that release point. And then I would go, and I would probably suggest this when they go home to break it down and get more reps on it. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, to break down that timing of that turn, and then finishing it out with a 1, 2, 3, okay, into the catch. I'm going to make myself, my old self, so dizzy. But it's all for you, so it's fine, right? So I'm going to attempt one with this turnaround situation. Say prayers. The wind's not blowing today, so it should be okay. I'm going to turn my hat around because I will be able to see it better. And we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 1, 2, and 3. Woo! See that step out I knew was going to happen? Told you. And then that's my other rule. No matter what, get in between it and the equipment, whatever you can. Okay? Let me check this question real quick. No, I'm doing it out of the right hand with my flag. So it is a right hand toss on this right now. Out of the flag. Left hand toss, we'll do that with rifle in just a second. So, again, breaking it down, we got and out, and spot, and catch. Okay, I'll go one more time on this one, and then I'll pick up another piece. You got 5, 6, 7, 8, and out, around, catch. And if I wasn't throwing it so far forward, it would probably be not have to run to catch it. But get in between it and the floor. That's the rule. That's the rule. Okay, on rifle. I still turn the same way, so I still turn to the left. And I would probably try this one with a quad or higher. Okay. Quad or higher. I'm going to prep my feet the same exact way. I'm going to dip the rifle, set that release point and placement. Your release point may be here in your team, or maybe up here for your team, or maybe here for your team. Wherever that release point is, I'm going to release it, let it go. Count 2, spot and turn. Count 4, I'm going to catch. Okay? All right, so here we go on this one. Say prayers. Juju, the good juju. I need all the things. You got a 5, 6, 7, 8, a 1, 2, 3. Woo! I hooked it, but I got it. So, obviously on that one, my release point did not go where I wanted it to go. So this time I'm going to try to place it in the right place. And then I don't have to try to break a leg, get into it. I'll answer those questions in just a second. So we're here, going 5, 6, 7, 8. Release, turn, catch. That was a little better. Got some crazy lower body, but I caught it. So there you go on that one. Let me check what we got. Yeah, I'm scared of that one too. Yeah, so I don't know that I'm going to attempt that one with the saber. Oh. See, my placement's terrible. That one's better. Okay, I'm going to give it a shot. Hopefully I don't get impaled in the eyeball or something. So, but that, oh, well, I didn't get impaled, but I also did not get in between it and the floor. We'll give that one more shot, just so you see that we don't make it look as easy as you think. And basically because I want to catch it now. Dang it. Yep. Recovery. One more. Dizzy. There we go. Not the greatest catch, but I did catch it. Anybody have any? I know, Suze, right? Anybody have any comments, questions on that one? Now, a lot of people take that one and they'll do a turn and then an illusion or something crazy. Or they'll take that turn and the same kind of situation, take it and then roll to the ground. So there are those variations too that you can build on this one to get to the next place. Practice, practice, right? Yes, Susie, practice, 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 reps, 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 reps. And don't be scared. I hope I would. Thank you, Katie. All right. Now I'm going to go to one that I know I'm pretty successful at. Tips on a double turn. Tips on a double turn would be to, And I think your feet start totally different than I did them. I honestly think that from what I have seen, because I haven't taught this one directly, what I've seen from other people teaching it, it's almost that you push off. But again, I'm not 100% sure. I do think that you have to keep everything as tight as possible, and you have to spin on the balls of your feet extremely quick with your feet really, really close. And I'll also see when people do that double turnaround, their hands kind of help them out. They go, they wrap them, get those 2 turns in to catch. I was never a great turner in dance class. Bless its heart, I was never a great turner in dance class. But so I don't know that I would ever be able to get a double out. But I hope that's helpful. There you go. I would just keep everything tight, turn as quickly as you can, wrap those hands around, spot your equipment no matter what, and then into the catch. All right, under the leg. Here we go. So when I toss a little toss under the leg, and I'll kind of show you this beginner level, and then we'll take it up a notch. But from here, I dip the weapon, I release. I'm going to immediately pull my knee up like this. I'm going to make it like a parallel attitude. I'm also going to try to pull it across the center of my body. See how my ankle is not truly in line with my knee? It's over here. And I think that's a little bit helpful so you can get that hand all the way under there. So going through the hand, going through the motion, I'm going to give it a dip. I'm going to give it a release. I'm going to pull that leg up to here. I'm going to reach under and grab. Now, I want you to think about this. Don't try to take your chest to your knee, all right? Take your knee to your chest so that you can get that, help maintain your balance while you're standing on that one leg. So it'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, release, lift, and catch. Now, my right free hand stays here so that it's a very easy time or a very easy way to get underneath that leg. I'm also trying to keep from cracking my knee cap. I want to try to get my forearm underneath as far as possible. So I'm more like in my elbow when I catch than anything else. Yeah, you can do it with 45 toss. So I would go 5, 6, 7. I'm going to try with the quad. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and. Oh, a little low on the quad. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little high on the quad. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. There's a good triple for you. So that's how I would do that one. And I will try that on a lovely saber. And again, I'm on a hill, so I kind of bounce all over the place. That was a little better. And then a flag. A flag, I may try to counteract that with a catch at the top just to give it a good solid stop. So release and reach across there. Okay. So 45. I say that you can do that. I'm going to try it. Absolutely. Boom. Right out. Check some questions. Would you like me to face the opposite direction, Emily? I don't mind to at all. Absolutely. I'll go with rifle first. What would you like? Is there a specific piece of equipment you would like, Stephanie? Awesome. So we'll start with my regular. Probably going to want to throw it a little lower, just because of timing and rotation. So I'm going to release it, pull that knee up to catch. Then again, you can unwind right out of it one more time. So, release it to that catch. Yeah, I'm getting some good quad work there. All right, now, let's say you like the catch that we see like this, right? We've all seen it. It's a great one. I have to believe that first, when somebody figured this out, that probably started with a little bit of a under the leg catch. Because really, the way I've taught myself to do this one is I would throw the toss. I would come through as if I was going to lift that leg, not lifting it high and wait for it to come into that. So it would look a little bit like this. Now, I lifted my leg up really, really high. I don't know that has to happen. And I think once you get comfortable with it, that you can keep that leg a little lower as it comes through. But I do think it is a cool way to get the beginnings of that more advanced trick on this one. So again, I would dip. My leg's probably going to come up a little bit. Dip. There. And then again, you may want to push that out a little bit. Just then I smacked my butt with the rifle. So you push that out a little bit, it may give you a little more room. It also could make it disastrous and put the equipment too far away from you. I'm going to check the chat. How are the hands on the flag one? When you catch, I was catching like, if it was just a front toss, I caught with my left hand up top like a drop stop, my right hand at the tab. If it's with this one, if you're one-handed, I'm leaving this free arm out. I'll be able to come around and re-grab the flag somewhere else. Was that helpful? Oh, the release and the catch. Okay. I'm just doing the 45 from a tab and top tape. Just that basic 45. Yep. So I'm starting under with my top hand, over with my bottom hand, and over with my right hand, under with my left hand, to be able to get that to rotate, come around, and grab where I want it to grab. Now I'm going to say this. I will not try that butt catch with a saber. I just won't. I'm like, y'all, I'm scared of it. But I understand that. What other things would you guys like information on? Can I watch you do some things? Tell me what else you need. Tell me what you like. Or have we covered a good amount of things? How do you keep from pitching it? That comes from, the pitching it comes from how the free hand or how the release hand moves from the dip position to there. So you want to make sure that that is placed nice and tight in the toaster, and you're not letting your fingers go forward on an angle or pull back on an angle. So you're really getting this motion and this shape here as it leaves your hands, and that should help your pitch a little bit. I would also, if you have pitch issues, get beside a wall of some kind and just throw it. I think whenever you have a pitch, you need to try and drastically change it to the opposite direction. So if my pitch is, if I'm throwing like that, I'm going to tell my kiddos to try to throw it from the opposite angle. And a lot of times that will help clear that up. Okay. All right. A strip toss. And I'm just going to kind of go through these last little things. Fishtails, I'll give you some good explanation, but I'll tell you right now, I'm horrible at that too. So strip toss. I like to start at the tab, come up and strip at the tab, and I go down to about a third, a little further than a third on the pole. Then I lift up, I give it a good money hand grab there, money hand. Then I'm going to swing through like a J toss to release. Okay, so all of that motion, make sure I'm not going to hit a tree. All of that motion will look like this, here, strip, flip, down, out. And then you can catch wherever. Catch flag up, catch flag down, catch behind the back. Yep. And around from there. Does that help on the strip toss? Awesome. All right, fishtails. The mechanics of a fishtail. Starts with the hilt down. The goal is to create this motion so that you direct the saber with your fingers like this. And it balances on this part of your hand, okay? So my attempt at a fishtail would be this. I'm gonna push it down. I can never get it to come back up, honest to God. So I get it start. How did I get it started? Okay, maybe a fishtail's not in my vocabulary. We're just gonna put that down. On roll on the floor. Any tricks with a parallel? Let's see, there's a couple different tricks with a parallel. You can obviously throw it behind the back. You can throw it, sit. You can also, you're gonna throw it, lay down and catch it behind your legs. That's one of those crown tricks that they did a few years ago. Other people have done them obviously, but release, catch like that, and then up into there. I'll try that one more time. The wind's blowing, people. I don't deal with it. I will deal with it. So here we go. Up. And on the catch, my legs would come back down. If that one is something that you would like. There's also a fun one on the ground with a parallel toss where you kick it off your foot. I hope you can see me. Where you throw, kick it off your foot. You got to make sure that the ball of your foot is in the right place and that flag strikes in the right place and your foot is as flat as possible on that one. What kind of tricks? Does anybody have any of those cool tricks like a double turn or anything like that they'd like to show off for me? I love seeing what y'all do. I don't get to see it often. Anybody? What you got, Bailey? Yeah, I like that. Cool. What you got, Sarah? Yeah, now take that information, Sarah, and put that behind the back with it. Catch it behind the back. Take it to the next level. 45 double behind the back. Cool. Go for it. Okay, what do you have that's not a toss, Colleen Chapman? Good, Maya. That was fun. You're on concrete, and I think you're going to go head first, and that makes me a little nervous.
I was thinking that. I was like, is she going to roll on the concrete?
You're brave, Colleen. You're brave.
Oh, yes. Oh. That's a trick or treat.
Totally a trick. The other thing that I would say, and I'm going to mention this as, you know, hopefully we get to go into some audition seasons soon for maybe some independent groups. As the chopper flies overhead. But one thing that I want you to think about when you're thinking about these tricks is the technique that goes with it. Stephanie, I want to see that in just a second, okay? But the technique that goes with it, because, you know, the tricks are great all day long. However, if the body isn't, I want to say proper, but if the body doesn't look technically sound, and the technique of it coming out of your hand, and one word is like huck and chuck. If you're just hucking and chucking it and turning and whatever, that refinement is what a lot of those staffs that are teaching those independent groups and those drum corps, they're looking for that solid technical foundation and that control of your body. Because I think truly when you understand how to control your body and how to control rotation, how to control release point, you can pretty much get any of the tricks that you're thrown at, all right? Or that are thrown at you, that you're thrown at. But I think that's the key, is to really making sure that the technical part of things is solid, all right? As you go into those auditions, some of you may never. Also, just for your team, I know that, you know, I'll have students come up to me and say, ooh, I learned this cool trick, can we put it in? And then they'll show it to me, and then we'll say, when it's technically great, I'll absolutely put it in. But I can't let it go on like that. So we'll work to make it that way and go from there. All right, Stephanie, what you got that's creepy? You said it's creepy, girl. Here we go. Are you a contortionist?
If I do any more, I'm going to hit the ground, and I'd rather not.
I'd rather you not to. So good. If you had a mat, I would like to see what else you do with that. That's cool. Anybody else? Anything? I don't think I froze. Was this the content that you were looking to get out of today's class? Yeah, for the most part. Like I said, I think a lot of our tricks that we see out in the world of color guard these days started from some of those basic tricks like that, and then just got evolved over time, which is kind of cool to see in our activity. So, you know, that's kind of where I would start, are those kinds of tricks. You're welcome, Katie. Ooh, a double switch. I like that. Any of those exchanges are really cool. We always try to see what kind of exchanges we can throw in the winter when we're indoors and things are safe as far as no wind or weather or anything like that, which is really kind of cool. So play with those kinds of things too. You got friends around? Oh, you're welcome, honey. I'll see you when you get home. Bring me a coffee. That's kind of all I had for today. If anybody else has any comments or anything, I'll be glad to stick around and answer some things. Katie, you taught me ages ago at Southwind. Are you serious? Where's your face? You're welcome, Colleen. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. I teach now, so I won't tell how long ago it was.
Are you still out in the West?
I am in Midwest. I'm in Indiana now. Southern Indiana.
Cool. Yep. That was a long time ago, girl. Do I have any cool tricks I want to show? Let me think. I have one cool thing that I kind of did a long time ago that I think is kind of crazy with the flag. So kind of start here, do a blind catch behind you, wrap it around them. Oh, now I should not have said this already. Hang on, let me do it again. Here, wrap it through, and then that's one I like. I've never been able to put that in anywhere because I don't guess we take the time to get it as clean as it should be, or as it could be, but I like it. Let me think. Oh, I also like this one that I haven't been able to put in anywhere. That's probably why. So it comes around, kicks under in a flat plane, and then shoots up over top of your back to catch in a backhand back there. I think that one's kind of fun. Being on this hill is really kind of awkward. Let's see. I also love this wind up into a funky 45. I did get to put that in a show. I was really happy with that one too. And I think we actually added a turn under it. Great, I'm glad that gives you some ideas for your show, Ms. Katie. Trying to think if there are any rifle tricks that I like. We're not really tricks, just fun things to spin, just fun ways to spin. Let me see. I always like the handsy, like under the leg, out of the flourish kind of things. Anything in a flat plane is always fun. The flat plane catch behind the back is fun. You come out of it. So those are some things that I have up my sleeve. Again, I don't get to put a lot of those things in, especially with my high school groups, because we're just not at that level yet. And that's why I really preach and harp on the technical part of things, because once that happens, then I think you can do just about anything, you know? So, cool. Anybody else? Comments? Questions? I really hope it's been helpful. I know it wasn't quite as long as yesterday's, but I also haven't had many technical difficulties the last 2 days, and I see some familiar faces. You've seen me run and put my iPad in the refrigerator. You've seen me dodge wind. The iPad fell over on the first day. It's an adventure here at the Arnold home every day. So, thanks for coming today, Susie. Are we good?
I'm here. I think we're good. Did you answer Aaron already? I was
Let me double check.
I was multitasking.
What's the most impressive trick a student has shown me? Oh gosh. Okay, so there's these, we get with these Lexus kids on the weekends, and they're the ones that are doing this at this high level all the time. And one of them was doing a toss, turn, illusion, catch. And that was pretty insane. I think anything that you have to turn or take your eye off of the equipment in the air is terrifying. So I'm impressed with any of those things. Walkovers under things, I'm really impressed with that.
That new front walkovers where you're coming out of a walkover to
Nope.
Crazy.
It's crazy. I couldn't even get my long legs over that way. And then it's always amazing. And I'm going to be biased for a second. I'm a Pride alum, but they always amaze me with what they come up with next. Because I feel like just when you think you've seen it all, those people come out and try something that's just insanely ridiculous and make it happen somehow. So a guard fail compilation. Yeah, I would win that. Especially this week. But you know what? It's fun and we get to laugh. As long as you're laughing with me and not at me, we're good to go. Heck, even if you're laughing at me, I don't care. That's just the way it is, right? Things happen. So I hope you all have a great season. I hope your season gets to happen this year, wherever you are. I know that I just got off a 2-hour phone conversation with directors about, okay, here are the guidelines. Here's how we plan. How are we breaking this group up to be able to teach them the way we need to? And I actually start Monday with a group. So right now, the future seems bright, but who knows?
The announcement BOA put out today?
The shortened show times.
That your show can be 5 minutes long.
Yeah. Yep. So, and I wonder, you know, if that's going to be what we get to put out is about 5 minutes. And then, you know, what, I don't know. It's just so, we were talking too, and the bands that I work with aren't huge bands, but, you know, they're more than 50 people. And we were like, so how do we plan for if they don't let more than 50 people together at a time?
Oh, see, I was
like, how do
thinking
we plan for that?
When kids get sick, like just how many holes we're going to have all the time. There's just going to be holes from people being sick and the recovery time, like if they do end up getting sick, how long it takes to recover. And
yeah. And another director I was talking to, they were like, you know, if somebody gets diagnosed in the beginning of the season, they're pretty much out.
Yeah.
And or in the middle of the season even. I mean, it's just a very iffy time. So everybody take care of yourselves and hand sanitize and wear a mask and stay at home if you need to. And I've been lucky that I really haven't had to do a bunch. So been able to do that.
Yeah. Hopefully next year at this time we'll be in a better place.
Hopefully this year, next time we'll be in Muncie, Indiana on Ball State's campus wearing it out.
Please. All right. On that note, let's say farewell.
Thank you guys. It's been a great time. I hope you got something out of it.
Oh, hang in there, Emily. See you guys.
Bye.